absolutely. Number one, Coach DeBoer talks about relentless pursuit to continuous improvement. I think that's so important for our offense, for our team, is constantly look for ways to improve. And most importantly, we have 3 games to reflect from. So that's so important when it comes to our development as a group, is understanding that there's so much room to improve, And number one, when we talk amongst each other, it's all about never getting complacent, acknowledging that we're not a finished product. And when you have that mindset, we'll never get complacent. We'll always have a mindset that we can have something to improve on, and something that we can recognize we're an explosive group. And now it's all about how we can build that. How can we stack consistent great drives so that we can reflect and build on the sideline. And it's all about communication. I think that's so important as an offense, as a team, is that we have communication each and every series. As we go on this path of success, it's all about communication. And so I think that's so important, but it starts with practice. Practice has been so important because, that's how we can get better, and we have more practice reps than we do have game reps. So it's all about maximizing those opportunities, getting together, as one, and just constantly just trying to improve.
How much is Coach DeBoer kind of lean on you and the guys that have been in preparation?
Yeah. So, most importantly for all of us, how can we be the best us, right? And we have guys that played against, great opponents, been in great atmospheres, played against, so many great defenses. And so that all of us, it's all about communication. What are some tells? What are some things that we can do so that we can be the best offense we can be? And, we have a lot of guys that, are returning starters or returning guys. And so they acknowledge, what needs to, take place to play 60 minutes of football. And so that's so important as we're game prepping, as we're getting together, just trying to reflect and build. Absolutely. I think number one, their strength is their linebackers. They have a really good linebacking core that plays hard at the ball. Have a great nickel safety in Malachi Starks. Plays really hard. They ask a lot of him, and so when you ask a lot of a player, that shows that how special he is and how versatile he is on their defense. And so he's a special kid. Number 13, he's a good player, plays hard. He's going to try to give us fits up front. So it's going to be so important just to have our hands inside, make sure, we identify where he's at on the football field. And, they have a lot of guys that's gritty, plays hard, 32, plays his butt off, constantly flying to the ball. He's always around the ball. He plays hard. And then number one, they have a great coach in Kirby Smart. He's a great coach. He's definitely defensive-minded. And so he's going to put those guys in position to give us fits, give us a lot of things that we haven't seen before this season. So it's all comes from preparation. It all comes from identifying where the key players are at and just trying to eliminate bad plays.
How exciting is it for you to be able to play big games like this, top 5 games?
No, 100%, as a recruit, you always, dreamt of moments like this, to play in great atmospheres, great games, and play SEC ball. This is our first test in the SEC. And so it's a great opportunity for us as a football team to have this game, and it's so important for us to just have fun, play fast, free, and fearless, and just acknowledge that it's going to be a hard task and it's going to take 60 minutes of football.
You mentioned experience, playing in the SEC play. What's your message to the younger guys on the team, right? That haven't played, in the SEC before? What do you tell them to get them ready?
I think what's so important is acknowledging that it takes 60 minutes, In these games, you can't just have one good quarter. You have to keep stacking good drives, stacking good quarters, and always have the one-and-done mentality. I think that's so important. There's going to be so many external factors that take place in the football game that, we have to build on. No matter what goes on, we can't flinch. And there's going to be so many moments as a group where we can have growth moments and improve throughout a game. And it's so important, and it's all about using the resources with our coaches, communication within the players, just trying to build as much as possible, because I think that's so important when you're playing the SEC play, because everybody's good in the SEC. A lot of great teams, and it's going to be so important. We just hone in on just having the mindset of one.
Georgia has allowed one explosive play and one touchdown all season. That's kind of been the bread and butter around the football so far. How would you say the time of possession battle throughout practice and that passing mix has impacted this upcoming game?
No, we love that. We love that so much because we put all the preparation that's been done in the dark, we allow it to shine on Saturday through our preparation. And it's going to be so important when playing in these games to reflect on our preparation. That's going to be so key. I learned this when I was younger. You don't rise to the occasion, you fall back to your level of training. And every rep that we have at practice is all about maximizing our reps. We go through every situation in a football game so that we're prepared as a group. And I'm so excited for the group because we've just been preparing all together. Our chemistry has improved so much. We just reflect and build, and now having 3 games to reflect on, we just acknowledge the areas that we need to attack at, so that when we have a game, we're just successful and ready to play.
One of the board spoke about it yesterday, talked about having the late mentality. You guys had late mentality coming in as underdogs being at home. Can you just talk about that, just having that mentality going in, knowing that y'all not favored, but still got to pull it off though. So just talk about that.
Winning is hard. That's something that we embrace as a football team, is that winning is hard. One motto that we try to preach much as possible is prepare like you never won before. That's so key. You got to hate losing more than you love winning. And when it comes to the Link mentality, it's more an internal thing as far as how can we prepare the best in the country? How can we maximize the reps that we have at practice? Because we're going to reflect on that. We're going to reflect on how we prepare for an opponent. And that's something that we try to do as much as possible, is that maximize all the opportunity that we have in film prep, have with our coaches on the field. And that's going to factor in when it comes to playing an opponent. And so, the mentality, it never changes. No matter who the opponent is, it's all about, honing in on us, worried about us. The cliche motto is all about us. It's so true when it comes to improving as a football team.
Without giving away any state secrets, how much do you guys have still left in the tank in terms of the offense that you can kind of roll out getting into SEC play?
Absolutely. Coach Sheridan mentioned this at the very beginning of the season. He said, our first game shouldn't be our best game. Our second game should be our best game. Each game that we have, we should look for more. We should be starving for excellence. We should have a mindset of growth. We should have a mindset of never being complacent. And that's going to be so important as we go along this journey of a season, is always trying to look for ways that we can improve as a football group and never get complacent, and acknowledging that we're not a finished product, and it just, factoring into 2 areas, what are we doing well at, and what are some things that we look to improve at, and never just shy away from that. We just try to improve as much as possible and have fun along the journey.
What's the biggest difference in your game that you've noticed from maybe, now to when you, the beginning of, last season when you first started?
I think through a journey, you reflect on experience. Being a first-year starter is so important because, you get to reflect on past film, and, you see so much as a quarterback at the quarterback position, so that, when it comes to being a second-year starter, you're just comfortable. You're just seeing everything as a defense. Preparation is different. There's just so many areas of growth that take place, as you embark a second year playing on the field. So, but it just comes from preparation. It comes from being around great coaches, and I just had that along the journey of my 4th year in college.
I think it was Coach Sheridan said something about you setting up blocks better and stuff at the line of scrimmage, and just maybe probably just setting up the offense to seeing things. Are you seeing more stuff when you're heading to the line of scrimmage now that you kind of bring to the ringer and everything?
No, absolutely. And I think what's so important about film prep is that you look at the whole football field, and it gives you tells to what a defense is, trying to disguise, trying to give us. And it's all about solving problems. I told the guys in the room that at the quarterback position, it's all about solving problems. They're going to give us certain looks that's going to try to defeat, our play call. How do we solve the problem? How can we, as a quarterback position, make the play better? And that's going to be so important moving forward when it comes to checks at the line, checking the play, putting our offense in the best position to be successful.
Last year, would you call this game a FEMA with some force versus intelligence, or Alabama's offense was first?
The mentality for our group is attack. Every rep that we have, attack. That's going to be so important through this game, through a hardship, through playing a tough opponent. It's all about attack. And acknowledging that it takes 60 minutes to win a football game, and embracing the challenge. For all of us, as a group, we just have the mindset of being starving. We're just trying to attack every rep that we have, maximizing every opportunity. Because it takes 4 quarters, you never know when your opportunity presents itself to be successful. So it's all about attack, and that's the message this whole week.
Tyler over here just mentioned that on the Georgia defensive front, there's really only one new player from last year. So with so much familiarity, mostly the same personnel, as that help preparation?
I'll say, for us as a group, preparation is so key, and just identifying, their strengths and weaknesses as a team. And that's so important, when we look at the guys that are returning, and to now they're just growing confidence with chemistry all together. So that just gives us a hard task, playing a tough opponent in Georgia that with their returning starters and a lot of guys that gel together. It's hard to beat a team rather than individuals. And they have a team that we're playing against, so it's going to be a hard task for us. We got to keep preparing. We're here on Tuesday, so we have a couple days to prepare and just try to maximize every opportunity we have, because they're going to definitely give us some looks that we have to challenge as a group to just try to master and just trying to not get complacent and just always just have room to grow.